I know that all the love for this series is going to come from the first movie. But for me, Bad Boys 2 is where it's at. What's going on, people? I'm Alex Thorn, and I'm just a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And right now we are on a Bad Boys trip. On the way to Bad Boys Ride or Die. I wanted to say For Life because that would make sense, but Ride or Die is part 4 that's out in theaters. There's a lot of great action in the first one, but a lot of it is heavy on banter. This one is, it takes the best parts of part 1 and just makes it that much heavier. So let's get into it. Bad Boys 2 introduces us to Johnny Tapia, a Cuban smuggler who's involved in a bloody war with Russian and Haitian mobsters. If that isn't bad enough, there's tension between the two cops because Mike Lowrey is romantically involved with Burnett's sister Sid, played by Gabrielle Union. I absolutely adore Gabrielle Union visually. To me, she fits right in with Martin and Will Smith. I love the character of Johnny Tapia. I love that now we're in Cuba. There's a lot of explosions that happen in this movie, and it's not just by the Cubans, it's also by the Haitians, because the Haitians, there is a scene in this movie with the Haitians, Gabrielle Union, on a highway, Martin and Will, and these guys are letting cars go from the back of like a tow truck on the highway. This is the most Michael Bay scene I've ever seen. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the scene that's on the highway as well in a movie called The Island, which I believe is another Michael Bay vehicle. And man, I know that I've heard his name be associated with like Transformers and just like way over the top other, superhero-esque movies. But here's what I know. I love the way he did Bad Boys 2, and I love the way he did The Island, and there's a lot of similarities there. And the banter. There's there's one part, I can see it in my head right now. There's one part where I think it's the first car that they let go. It completely flips over the car that Will Smith and Martin are in, and Martin goes, "Did you see that shit?" He goes, "No, I didn't just see that car flip right over us." And it is just so perfect because I truly believe that if you strip all of that good boy stuff away from Will Smith, that he would be talking like Mike Lowrey. And we already know that for years and years and years, we've seen Marcus Burnett, Martin Lawrence talk the way he does in this movie. That's one thing. There's also, once they get to the Haitians, that is fully action packed. That whole thing where Will takes that pistol and right through the peephole, takes off one of the gangsters' heads. It's just awesome. This is where Marcus really does begin to tell Mike that he wants out, that he's gonna get out of the whole, police force thing, and you see them started to separate, which is interesting that by part 2, these two guys who came into this together are, there's already this tension building up that they don't want to do things. But I get it, because again, Will Smith's character is wild out there, ready to be running gun all the time. And Martin Lawrence's character, Marcus, is a family man, and he just, wants to settle down. So there's one who has stuff at home and one who has many at home that he can let go, that he doesn't really take care of or really care about. Sid is also a police officer, but she's on the opposite side of Marcus and Mike. And she's getting inside, right? As a woman, she has to use different assets to get close to Johnny Tapia. Whereas, Mike and Marcus got to follow more traditional rules, which they never do. But they're very loud and bodacious with theirs. She can, slide right in. And she does. And once she does, she gets found out. And that's what leads us to the bombastic end of this movie, because at the end, if Bad Boys 1 was, an 8 on the Richter scale of explosions, Bad Boys 2 is an 11. This movie goes beyond, and it's so awesome because everything, I believe, was still practical at this time. And you're just getting unfiltered, unadulterated testosterone coming across your screen. And this is very much needed because everybody's just not kumbaya. There is a lot of banter, just like there was in part one. There's a lot of tension between friends that wasn't there in part one for over a female, especially when it's this close, right? Because Téa Leoni in the first one was kind of nobody wanted her around, but Sid has to be protected on the family side and wants to be protected on the other side, but neither side wants to tell each other about that, and neither side wants them interacting, but they are. So there's so many great elements in this movie that we have to get to the does it hold up rating system. And as far as acting goes, this is going to get 5 bandanas out of 5 for me. As far as effects go, 5 bandanas out of 5. And as far as story goes, 5 bandanas out of 5. It is solid. It is awesome. I absolutely adore it and love it. And what can I say? To me, Bad Boys 1 and 2 is just a perfect back-to-back combo. And through the journey of this, channel, we're going to see a lot of those. And we might come across some that is just, what the hell happened to this series? That's not the case with this one. I think Bad Boys 2 tops Bad Boys 1 in every way, but does not diminish Bad Boys 1. So in answering the question of does it hold up? Absolutely, Bad Boys 2 holds up. Guys, let me know what you think about Bad Boys 2. Were you a fan of them letting Téa Leoni go and bringing in Gabrielle Union? Obviously, it fits the story more than keeping Téa Leoni back around and her character. Did you like the banter that happened more between Mike and Marcus in this movie? And most importantly, do you think that Bad Boys 2 holds up? I've got so much going on with this channel right now that I want to ask you at this point to not only like, comment, and subscribe, but go ahead and check out the channel memberships. At the highest tier, the ultimate tier, you are going to get a physical card mailed out to you, just like the old school mom and pop video cards, laminated and all for you. And I don't see any other channel doing that. Not only that, but you're going to get exclusive lives. You're going to get the opportunity to request movies to be reviewed on this channel. And if you check it out right now, you're going to see that there are a ton of member-only videos that are currently up. And if you just want to support the channel, consider joining for $2.99. You get a ton of stuff for that too. Right now, check it out. There's a ton of exclusive shorts there. You get exclusive posts. You get exclusive polls to help the future of the channel. So much more. Check it out. Thorn Plus and Thorn Ultimate, the 2 tiers of Thorn Theater reviews. And not only that, if you don't want to join but still want to help the creator, me, Alex Thorn, head over to Buy Me a Coffee. I think one of my favorite things about Buy Me a Coffee is that when you leave that tip and that gesture, you can also leave a note there that other people can see as to, how this channel has affected you and or how this channel has inspired you to watch movies or any of that stuff. Also, I want to let you guys know that because I have gotten a new TV in here, right now we're messing around with the Hisense, and I say weird because it's me and my kid. We're messing around with the Hisense U8K, but I'm not really sure if we're going to keep it just because my eyes are taking a beating from this mini LED. But I think I want to review it for you guys because just because my lighting situation and my distance from the TV is not great for me, that doesn't mean that the Hisense U8K, which is on sale for a great price, may not be a good TV for you. So I just want to let you know some kind of tech reviews are going to come along on this channel too, because they do have to do with the movies that we watch. And I want you guys to know what you're going to buy, what steer clear of, or what I absolutely love and works out for Thorn Theater. Beyond that, I'm working on a brand new single entitled She Owns the Night, hopefully to be out in July, right around 4th of July time. And guys, with that being said, I'm Alex Thorn, and you know what I gotta do. I gotta rock out so I can watch some movies and review them for you.